Guys, are you serious? It just happened 17 minutes ago. I want to thank Bob Lazar for giving me a call. Heads up. A mega 7.4 earthquake has just hit Mexico, southern Mexico, right on the Cocos plate. This is exactly the spot that Mike from the world said, when you see this happen, it could set off a chain reaction all along that all along the fault line, along the coast of Mexico, headed toward Baja California, headed right up to San Diego. This is the one we've been talking about. This is what I've been concerned about. Let me put a quick shout out. Disclaimer. Some of the content of this video is for entertainment only, but I'll tell you, this earthquake is not about entertainment. I can tell you that. And also, let me put a shout out right now, if I could, for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. If I can find my notes that I'm supposed to have here. Are you feeling good about your financial future? Because when I look back on the last few years, all I see is higher prices, everyday necessities out of reach, gas spiking. And if your savings are sitting in cash, you're feeling every bit of it, guys, because it's the inflation's eating it. You know who's going to keep up? The only people that's going to come out all right in this is those who have gold. Gold, a biblical currency. And here's the thing. Gold is priced in dollars. So when the dollar value goes down, like right now, it takes more dollars to buy the same amount of gold. So gold doesn't lose value. It's the dollars that do. That's why gold prices usually increase during inflationary times. That price increase is about to happen. Now's the buyer's market right now. So why are we sitting here? We've entered an asset economy. Countries, investors, every day, Americans, everybody knows you need to have your wealth in assets like land or in gold or silver, not the petrodollars, not the fiat money. If you're ready to shift your wealth away from the dollar like nations are doing all around the world, then click on that link below. Go to www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. You'll be glad, guys, that you did. And if you qualify, and you probably do, they're giving away a silver bar that's 10 ounces, a 10-ounce silver bar. It could be yours for free. Find out how. Go to www.pastorpaulgold.com and tell them Pastor Paul sent you. All right, so that's an important information, what's going on right now with this earthquake. And give me just a moment. This just happened. It's a there is a tsunami warning in effect. Now, what does that mean? How much damage has this thing done? It is a powerful quake that just happened 17 minutes ago. Matter of fact, there's not even any news articles on it. None. All right. I mean, I find out about it just as it happened. And Reuters is the only one that's even mentioned it happened. And all they're saying is that a mega 7.4 earthquake just struck off the coast, strikes Puerto Madero, Mexico, or the Cocos plate, right where I was talking about it last Sunday night, where Mike and I talked about it last Thursday, not last night, but the night before, the Thursday night before, and how that we've been saying that the pressure coming off the sun, is going to build, and that once that, and I was worried about that explosion last night off the coast of Florida. I was worried could that set off or cause any kind of a problem with the Cocos plate? If you guys remember, we discussed this. I've been telling people. Mike around the world's been begging people to find out about what's going on about the Cocos plate. We've been watching it literally constantly. Give me one moment here. I'm looking for the okay. Now it's only 15.2 kilometers deep. Initially, the U.S. Geological Survey said it was 7.4. They've just downloaded to 7.3, but it's very shallow at only 15.2 kilometers. It's right on the Cocos Plate. They're 48 kilometers just southwest of Anquiles, Mexico. Reuters says that it hit actually in Puerto Madero, Mexico. Very shallow and very dangerous. There is a tsunami in effect. Look out for some aftershocks, and if the Cocos Plate, if it hit that plate, there's no doubt there will be damage. There will be damage. The question is just what was the population in that area? What is the population in that area? Mega quake 7.4, the Cocos Plate, Mexico, the very location that southern Mexico, exactly where, I'm sorry, I can't take that call right now. Oh, boy. But it's just incredible. It's just incredible. Now, I've talked about it. I've talked with Mike from around the world about it. I've talked to Melvin Whittington about it. Phone's blowing up right now. These are people that are all trying to contact me. But so we have all kinds of stuff happening with this earthquake. The media has yet to even realize it happened. Who's shocked by that? So you're hearing it here first. So because of that, I have just the U.S. Geological Survey report that it was a 7.4. They're now just downsized it to 7.3. It's only 15.2 kilometers deep. There is a tsunami warning in effect. I do not know just exactly what this is going to mean for the people of Mexico. And also, it is the Cocos Plate. So now the question is that going to trigger those other fault lines that flow up southern Mexico through Baja California all the way up into San Diego? If a volcano erupts, this is one of the things Mike said, if you see the smoke rising out of southern Mexico, if the volcanoes erupt, then if you're in San Diego, you better run for the hills. Now, we're not saying that this earthquake that just hit at 7.4 in southern Mexico, right on the Cocos Plate, we're not saying that that's going to trigger this cascading events instantly. It may, though, trigger them over a little bit period of time, over the next several weeks or several months. It could easily trigger it on down the line, including San Andreas Fault. All the way up into Los Angeles, even as far as Oakland, California, or even, on up. But right now, this is critical, what has just happened. And so I'm the first to report it. Thank you, Bob Lazar, for calling me. Just as it hit, he called. And I instantly went on as fast as possible to go live. We are watching now. The concern is huge on what this means. Now, at first, you're going to see news reports. Let me just tell you, because I've been doing this for 16 years. At first, you'll see news reports that say, yes, an earthquake has happened, but there's been no reported damage or loss of life or casualties. That's what they said about Venezuela. I came on, I said, guys, this is bad. This is a huge earthquake. There's a lot of people in Caracas. I'm not feeling good about this. I'm afraid there's going to be loss of life on this. And the media instantly went out and said, there's no reports of damage. There's no reports of casualties. There was an earthquake. It hit in Venezuela. We'll let you know more. And that's it. And they don't do anything until they get official confirmation. Well, it wasn't within 4, 5, 6 hours, that all of a sudden the death toll started to rise to 4, to 17, to 52. And now what is it? I can even look and tell you. It's horrible is what it is. It's almost 5,000. It's real close to 5,000. It's nearing 5,000, and there's still a couple thousand people still buried in the rubble. So I'm telling you right now, this earthquake that just hit Mexico at 7.4, I'm telling you, this isn't good. Especially, it's the Cocos plate. And that is where Mike from the World has been saying that if that thing ever breaks loose, it could create a cascading effect of earthquakes all along the coast, the western coast of Mexico, all the way up to San Diego, California. And that's when he said California could, San Diego could actually tip and slide. Now, we're not saying that's going to happen today, but this could be the trigger point. That we just talked about this a week ago. Last Thursday, 8 days ago, we discussed it. Now there's been another quake. The aftershocks are beginning now. Someone's saying there's just been a 6.0 aftershock. U.S. Geological Survey has not reported that yet. I'm sure they will in a minute. They usually drag their feet just a little bit. They're a little more conservative, a little more cautious. Yeah, I would be worried of anybody living in that area, the Cocos Plate area, southern Mexico, and as this fault line, you can look at it as it runs right up along the coast of Mexico, up into Baja California, on up into San Diego, Tijuana, of course, on the way out, all the way up there, Acapulco. You just keep flowing. There's some issues. They say the 6.0 hit Chiapas, Mexico just now. Is that along the coastline? Because I'm looking right now for that. And the U.S. Geological Survey has not, Doreen, they have not reported it yet. Is this the sixth seal breaking? Well, it could. We've been waiting for that to happen. The breaking of the 7 seals. Certainly the first 4 seals would be the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The 5th seal would break. I believe that has happened as well. I'm with you. And I start wondering, when is the 6th seal? And some Bible scholars would disagree with me on that, and that's okay. Everybody has an opinion. But if you study the scriptures, you know for sure that we've got plagues, we've got diseases, we've got earthquakes in diverse places. We have a white horse, which is the white horse of the New World Order that's galloping now, trying to establish. Look what's going on with the Sharia law, radical Islam. Look what's going on with the socialism, the communism, the totalitarianism, the antichrist spirit that's attacking the church. We got Pastor Greg Locke, 50, 60 agents just broke his door down, crashing into his house, crashing into his kids' bedrooms, pulling his wife out of bed in her underwear and dragging them outside. I mean, this guy's just a pastor in Tennessee. Yeah, he's a little vocal, and so am I. I mean, I just wrote Revelation 9:11. I didn't hold anything back, and I definitely don't in Trump versus the beast. But this earthquake, now there it is. The U.S. Geological Survey says that aftershock is 5.3, very shallow. So we have a 7.3 that's 15.2 kilometers deep. Extremely shallow, and now an aftershock, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, of 5.3, right there in Puerto Madero, Mexico. When did this happen to Greg Locke? About 3 or 4 days ago. And remember, Greg Locke's son died 3 weeks ago, and he was on a sabbatical, just trying to pull his family together. With this horrific news. And then so the deep state is at work, and it doesn't matter. I know President Trump is doing his thing, and he's fighting for fair elections, and he's fighting for the rights of people, but there's still bureaucrats. They're planted already in the deep state, and they sometimes They get a crooked judge. It gives a warrant. The next thing you know, they go swatting people. And it's been happening. And look at your Supreme Court justices that have been targeted. They've been swatted. They got people trying to assassinate them. You got President Trump. There's been, how many people are trying to assassinate him? So yeah. And then, of course, we had a 3.9 earthquake off the coast of Florida yesterday afternoon, and it was caused by experimental explosion. What is that? Who is that? Was it DARPA? Was it the Navy? Was it Russia? Was it a tactical nuke test? Was it a what in the world? What's going on? Was it a submarine, nuclear sub that blew up? Nobody wants to tell us anything about it, but it caused a 3.9 earthquake in Florida. And I was worried then that could shake things down there in the Caribbean area and cause a quake. And I've been talking about the Cocos plate. We've been discussing for some time now, and nobody's listening. Okay? Nobody is really listening. We've just had an earthquake, 7.3 in the Caribbean. And right on the Cocos plate there in southern Mexico. It's what everybody's been worried about. Are you? Oh, yes. Yeah.
On the shoreline where the palm trees sway, heard a whisper on the ocean spray. Drop your nets, leave it all behind. I will teach you how to seek and find. From Galilee to the island sand, good news sailing over every land. From the harbor to the mountain bend, calling every heart, every soul is friend. We be fishers of men in the Caribbean light, casting out hope in the dark of night. From Kingston town to the bright Cayman, spreading out love with the Savior's plan. On every wave, his story right again. We be fishers, we're fishers of men. Old boat rocking on the turquoise tide, grace comes rolling in high and wide. Every village, every rugged shore, here is knocking at the humble door. From the market where the people meet, to the dancing of the reggae beat. Come and follow, let the journey start. Let his mercy drop into your heart. We be fishers of men in the Caribbean light, casting out hope in the dark of night. From Kingston town to the bright Cayman, spreading out love with the Savior's plan. On every wave, his story right again. We be fishers, fishers of men. From the hurricanes and the stormy seas, still is peace come riding on the breeze.
Oh, yes.
Every cast we make in faith, not sight, shining out his love like island light. We be fishers of men in the Caribbean light, casting out hope in the dark of night. From Kingston town to the bright Cayman, spreading our love with the Savior's plan. On every wave, his story rides again. We be
fishers of men. .4 earthquake has just hit in southern Mexico in this area of the Cocos Plate. Yeah, it was near the coast of Mexico and the coast of Guatemala. This powerful quake hits right on the fault line of the Cocos fault line, which Mike from the World has been saying is absolutely the trigger point that could create a cascading earthquakes over the next several days or weeks, all the way up the coast of Mexico, maybe triggering volcanic eruptions, and even all the way up through Tijuana, through Baja California, through Tijuana, all the way up into San Diego, California, where it could tip into the ocean at 45 degrees. That is what Mike around the world's been concerned about. That is the very thing he's been saying he's nervous about, and that's exactly the trigger that hit 7.4. Now, it's been followed by a 5.3 aftershock. This has just hit minutes ago, very shallow. So 7.3 and then 5.3. And I guarantee you it's not done. And the media is very slow. We were way out ahead of them. But now finally, Los Angeles, California, Channel 4 has said, yes, a magnitude 7.4 earthquake has struck off the Pacific coast of southern Mexico. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the earthquake was centered southwest of Puerto Madero, Mexico, near the Mexican-Guatemalan border, just off the coast of Cocos, Mexico. There were no immediate injuries or damage so far. No immediate. But that's what they said about Venezuela. No immediate damage or casualties. Nothing to see here. And then the media runs away. And then we find out later there's 5,000 people dead, 15,000, 16,000, 19,000 people injured, and still 2,000 buried in the rubble. That's why when I see something like this shallow, I don't just say, oh, don't worry, there's not been any reports of injury or anything. And then we go on, what else is it, what are we going to talk about? No. Slow down, everybody. Slow down, everybody. It's a very serious situation. This is the Cocos Plate. This is what Mike around the world's been talking about. We've been talking about it with him. We had a big discussion about this 8 days ago, not last Thursday, not last night, but the Thursday night before. Then I talked about it again Sunday night. And I even played Pastor Melvin's song. That can you get ready? And I'll play it again while we're researching more information. Pastor Melvin Whittington's song. Israel Hall wrote the song Fishers of Men on the Caribbean. But this is Melvin Hall's Get Ready. You better get ready, folks.
Can you feel the earth beneath you tremble with fear? Can you hear the Spirit calling? Judgment is near. Can you see the signs appearing in the heavens above? It's time to get down on our knees and go back to our first love. Can you feel the sting of birth pains? The child's almost here. Hear the mountains, can you hear them rumble? Hearts failing with fear. Can you see the water rising and the fires burning bright? Time to get your house in order. Make sure your heart is right. Oh, get ready. It won't be long now. Get ready. He's coming in the clouds. In the twinkling of an eye, he's gonna split the eastern sky and we'll be gone. Get ready, it can't be very long. Get ready, that song that the angels cannot sing, because it's only the redeemed. He'll wipe our tears away. We'll be with the Lord to stay. Get ready. Can you feel the earth beneath you tremble with fear? Can you hear the Spirit calling, saying judgment is near? Can you see the signs appearing in the heavens above? Time to get down on our knees. Got to go back to our first love. Get ready. Soon we'll hear the trumpet blast. Get ready. The King is coming back at last. Graves will open wide, and the saints of old will rise, and we'll be gone. Get ready. The table is spread. Get ready. Almost time to break bread, to celebrate the marriage of the bridegroom to the bride. All our loved ones gather round us, with Jesus to ever abide. Get ready. Oh, get ready. Oh, yes. Oh, get ready. Can you feel? Can you hear? Can you see? Get ready.
What a great song by Pastor Melvin Whittington, Get Ready. Well, I mean, this is one of the signs right here. The Bible says that there will be, in the last days, that false Christ and false prophets will come, and they shall deceive many. You'll hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see that you be not troubled. For all those things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, because nation will rise against nation and kingdoms against kingdoms. And there'll be famines. There'll be pestilences, plagues, diseases, and there'll be earthquakes in diverse or different places. All of these are the beginning of sorrow. And so 7.3 earthquake just hit Mexico and the Cocos plate, followed by a 5.3 earthquake. And so now the question is, will there be a cascading event? Now, cascading event. Now, I just found out some information while we're waiting, and the Los Angeles Times came out with an article. They came out with this article 5 hours ago. So 4 hours before the earthquake, or 4.5 hours, the San Andreas fault line has gone ominously silent. Scientists fear when it's finally going to snap. So this article was written 4.5 hours before the earthquake hit the Cocos plates. It lurks ominously beneath California, many natural wonders, a reminder that nothing in the California landscape is truly permanent. It's been described as the mother of all earthquake fault lines, the source of both our geological birth and perhaps our ultimate death. But the most unnerving thing about the San Andreas fault these days may be its silence. It's a mystery. Scientists are still trying to unlock this. The San Andreas fault is central to any discussion of California. It's a massive 800-mile spine of the state. This is what I'm talking about. Trunding up the Coachella Valley to the San Gabriel Mountains and pushing along the edge of Silicon Valley to beyond the Golden Gate in San Francisco, California. There's no simple answer for why this California's longest fault is responsible for some of America's most powerful earthquakes in history produced in the last few of them have happened in the last century, about 100 years ago. But it is clear that the quiet period is only increasing the strain and the power and the pressure on San Andreas, as well as the other state's second longest fault. A new study underscores the concern. Researchers estimate that the key sections of this fault in Southern California are at the highest level risk of tectonic strain in the last 1,000 years. It is so overdue. And the concern is big time. Now, with this earthquake that has just happened, guys, this earthquake that just happened in Mexico, southern Mexico, the Cocos plate, this has got to keep everybody on their toes at this point because this is critical information. Okay? Very critical. Very concerning, to be quite honest. And so we got to watch and see what's going to happen next. As we're speaking, it's been a 7.3. They downsized it to 7.3, followed by 5.3 aftershock. And the aftershock was 26 minutes. Okay, so the aftershock, the earthquake happened at 10:48 Eastern time, and the aftershock hit at 11:14 Eastern, so about 26 minutes later. And right now it's 11:52, and we've not had a third quake yet. The problem with the Cocos plate is that it runs adjacent to the other plates, and it's been under the most pressure. We talked about it 8 days ago. We talked about how the pressure coming from off the sun and how that we better be watching because I'm telling you, it could trigger. And Mike Around the World, we've been discussing this. We have been discussing this. So it's getting crazy right now. And we're going to watch it closely. I'm just very nervous about what this could do. It could set off another earthquake up along the coastline of Mexico, toward Baja California, toward Tijuana, toward San Diego. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm just putting that out there for everybody because we've talked about it and we've talked about it. Remember what Mike said 8 days ago when he and I had a lengthy conversation about this exact spot on the earth and the pressure. And I've done videos about it in the past, and even a few days ago, even talked about it last Sunday night. And that this pressure is going to give. You can't stay there forever. It's going to give. The question is when. And this might be the beginning of more mega quakes to come, or maybe this will relieve some pressure. But I don't know. It's a trigger point, and we're going to watch and see what happens with it. But it certainly should be an alarming realization for everybody out there that we're living in the end times, okay? We are truly living in the last days. Let me do some more research. I'll be right back.
The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round, and all the walls are crumbling.
and pour, the deluge break, the tempest roars, but in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. We have an update. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, and I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. We have an update. We have an update. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, I'm printing it out right now. Call for me. Someday when time no more shall be. Well, I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Okay, it's printing right now. It is printing right now, and it's not there. Let me read what I have so far. Okay, we're now starting to get some information from this quake. It is a strong, very powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake has hit with an aftershock of 5.3, struck off the coast of southern Mexico. According to U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter was a 7.3 with a 5.3 aftershock. CNN reports that the strength of the earthquake also shook Guatemala and El Salvador. According to multiple reports, there is no tsunami threat immediately, but after the first quake, but could still happen. That's different. Initial reports of any damage or injuries are not clear. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, people were seen evacuating and running in the affected areas. During the earthquake, the California Department of Public Health is telling people to prepare themselves. If a quake was to hit in California from this, drop immediately down on your hands and your knees. This position will prevent you from being knocked over and will allow you to stay low and crawl safely. Also, take cover, one arm to protect your head and neck, if possible. Take shelter under a sturdy table or desk. If no shelter is available, get down next to an interior wall away from all the windows and stay on your knees, bent over to protect your vital organs. And hold on to the shelter until the shaking stops. So California is already preparing their people for an earthquake if it was to also hit there. I've never seen that before. And this was that was done by the California Department of Public Health. But this is the coastline. I mean, the coast plate. And here's what CNN is saying. Powerful earthquake hits Mexico, shakes Guatemala and El Salvador. Breaking news. This is a developing story. This powerful earthquake in southern Mexico shook nearby countries Guatemala and El Salvador with a magnitude 7.3. The earthquake's epicenter is 48 kilometers southwest of Aquiles, Cerdán, Mexico, and also the Mexican coastal state of Chiapas. The quake appears to have caused moderate to severe shaking all along the coast. This is a developing story and will be updated. So there's, as I hoping and praying it's not, prepare you for the fact that we may have some considerable catastrophic damage along the coastal areas of Mexico and even into El Salvador or Guatemala. It depends on where the population is. And so keep praying for the people that are in that area. Please pray for the people in that area. And also pray that this 7.3 earthquake that was very shallow in the Cocos plate that Mike Around the World has talked about extensively for years and just as recently as 8 days ago, and we had a very lengthy conversation about the Cocos plate. Not last night, but the Thursday night before. And so you can go back and you can watch that. But the problem is this could be the trigger that then affects the fault line that runs all along the coast of Mexico on up to Baja California, on up to Tijuana, right on into San Diego. And that could trigger the San Andreas fault line. And that's funny that there's an article was released earlier today, 5 hours ago, about the San Andreas fault line being awful quiet. I mean, that's just incredible that was an MSM article by the Los Angeles Times 5 hours ago saying the San Andreas fault line has been ominously quiet now and silent. And here's what freaks me out about that. What worries me is, could man-made quakes set off cascading, catastrophic, cataclysmic events? And you say, no. Then why did we have an experimental explosion off the coast of Florida yesterday afternoon that created a 3.9 earthquake in Florida? And it's right on the U.S. Geological Survey. They got a little diamond in the area where it's at, and you click on that little diamond, it'll tell you that this was an experimental explosion, creating a 3.9 earthquake. So why not use this technology to create earthquakes? And you know, warfare can be fought in many ways, including using and manipulating of the weather. I just have to ask the question. The communists want to take over America. They'll do it by any means possible. Remember what Rahm Emanuel said, never let a good crisis go to waste. And so someone said right there, DNT4KS says, I'm in San Diego, I'm waiting for the big one. And you might very well experience it. I don't know, hope not, I prayed not. But yeah, Mike has talked about San Diego tipping 45 degrees and sliding into the Pacific Ocean. He's discussed that for the last 7-8 years. But he said it all starts with the Cocos plate. That's the trigger. And when you see a big quake there, then look out. There could be more quakes along the coast of Mexico. And you could also see volcanic eruptions in Mexico. When you see the smoke in southern Mexico, you better head for the hills if you live in San Diego. That is kind of his analogy. Well, the trigger has just been pulled at the Cocos Plate. And maybe there's more. There's been a 7.3 and a 5.3. And now we just had another one, 5.1. 5.1. So there you go. At 10:48, 26 minutes later at 11:14, 5.3. 5 minutes later, 5.1 at 11:19. So the U.S. Geological Survey running about a half hour behind and alerting us. Initially, they told us. I was out here first. I was ahead of all the entire mainstream media. I came out with the story first, and I did it because Bob Lazar, not the Bob Lazar you're thinking of with the UFOs. This is our Bob Lazar. We have a Bob Lazar. He got a hold of me instantly when this earthquake hit, and I was able to go live ahead of the entire world media. And now they're starting to catch up. But we're watching everything going on right now. 7.3, 5.3, 5.1. All of it right there. On the Cocos Plate, southern Mexico. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're going to be watching this as this story develops. I will be back. Stay with this channel today. Give your life to Jesus Christ. You better pray Psalms 91. Shelter me, Lord. And you better get ready.